Well, welcome back to SAFC Live. Sunderland frustrated to have a draw down at the Valley this afternoon, 0-0 against Charlton Athletic. Danny, your thoughts?
Yeah, as you say there, frustration, I think that's the word. I think as well as we've played, you can see the confidence coming back into the lads from the result last week down at Wigan. I thought first half we were excellent, some of the best football we've played. Looking back, I thought perhaps since the second half at Wycombe maybe. Last week we won in a different way to how we played today. The game was more open today. We controlled it for 80-90% of the game there, I thought. And I said there to you just off when we finished on comms that they were the home team. You always expect them to have at least a 5-10 minute spell in the game, and they never really had that. Yes, they had one or two half chances, or certainly the one at the end for Stockley. That would have been a sickener really to lose the game right at the death there, but thankfully he's put it wide. But a lot what Alex Neil will be pleased with in the change rooms, I think there. I think he'll come off. Yes, he'll be massively disappointed we haven't picked up the other 2 points, but he'll be happy with a lot of the play you've seen and some of the individual performances.
OK, then let's have a look through the action then. There was a few moments where Sunderland almost did it this afternoon. They played really well in that first half, didn't they, Danny?
They did, yeah, but this is the only downside. I felt that the best chances came from set plays. Some good corners coming in from Pritchard, some good crosses coming in. Lyndon Gooch put a couple of good balls in as well. You see this one with Sirkin nearly getting in round the back. Keeper puts it behind for the corner. But yeah, the 3 chances you see all came to Ross Stewart, all from headers. There was, see it there, yeah, just past that far post, just doesn't quite get enough on it, glances it, just a yard past that far post. Another one again here, we'll see it again, and it was that pack there, it was just creating that space and just that half yard for Ross really to get a run, and he's already 6'4", 6'5". This one here, just keep an eye on Ross there. He just opts to go far, and 9 times out of 10 when you see Ross, he gets across his man at the front post, doesn't he? He scored a couple of goals already where he's got across his man at the near post and got a firm side foot finish on it. That one there, he just makes that movement to go far, and then the opportunity goes away. But again, it was Nathan Broadhead involved, just running down the channel, no one tracking his run. Charlton offered very little going forward. They had these couple of half chances from set play. Stockley there from the free kick. He had another one which I'm not sure if we'll see in a minute from a wide free kick as well. And just seeing a little clip of Nathan Broadhead coming back in there. Just what he's about really, wasn't it? He's busy and he's bright and he's got a trick or two up his sleeve. I think is this the one now that comes in? Yeah, this is the one from a corner, isn't it? And Stockley, similar to the 2 efforts that Ross had with his headers there, just glances it, doesn't get enough on it past the far post, but that's all they offered in that first half. Didn't offer much at all. And then into the second half now, Nathan Broadhead gets his half chance, I think, there, just getting his man 1v1, and once he gets him there, Lavelle, you fancy him, gets the strike away, next defender comes across, I think is it Chris Gunter, maybe, that comes across, gets the block in. But we were seeing some of these opportunities where we were picking the ball. This one, yeah, I just fancied Dennis there, just a nice strike across the keeper, into that far corner, and he's finding the back of the net. I think whether he's looking for a pass, really, there's nobody really on there. They've got bodies back there, Charlton. I don't think there was a pass on really, and I think if a confident Dennis Sirkin getting into that position there, just drives it into that bottom corner. This was wide free kick again, said with Charlton. Lavelle, I think it was, at near post. For a minute, we thought it had just gone in past Patterson at that near post area, but it flashes past the post. And this one there for Burstow had very little to go on all afternoon. It's a half chance for him really. It's one of those where you catch it crisp, it flies past the goalkeeper, but he doesn't. He scuffs it, doesn't he? It's past the post. And that one there, Broadhead again, trying to twist and turn. He does Lavelle, but he's thankful that Jaisim's there to bail him out and he gets the tackling. And that was Broadhead off after that, and Jack Clark came on. And this one there, yeah, they didn't really create anything clear-cut themselves, did they, Charlton? They got into some wide areas, but in general, we defended okay, I felt. This one, yeah, this is a good opportunity now. So it comes into Matete there, and Elliot Embleton off the bench, and he just reverses a lovely ball into Ross Stewart. Ross takes a good touch, and he's just looking, fizzes it across the keeper. Keeper, I say, makes a good save. He's down well to his right-hand side, isn't he? On another day, that pops up for Jack Clark to tap it home for the goal, but it didn't. And again, we kept on going. That was what I liked about us. Yeah, we get half chances. Say Jack Clark, he was involved in a lot, wasn't he? Nicks the ball off Jaisimi, comes across there, Ross Stewart,
Just didn't fall to any of them, really, did it?
You give credit to them. They had numbers back there, and they put pressure on. Ross can't get the clear strike away. Patrick Roberts off the bench as well, trying to make something happen. This one here, ball stood up. Bailey Wright's in there, still up there from a set play. So we had good numbers forward, but you look at Charlton, they've got 6-7 men back there defending it well, to be fair to them. This one for Embleton, and this is the only save, really, the keeper's had to make, isn't it? Yes, he had the one from Ross where he's parried it, but this one there from Elliot Embleton with his feet. And right at the death, really, a couple of half chances for Charlton. Header there, Lavelle, and say that was their main avenue from set plays. Clark here driving in, reverses it into Roberts, who's come across from that right-hand side, and again they get the blocking, Charlton, and then right at the death, this is what I'm on about, this is the only thing for me there. You look at from them who's their main danger, and it's Stockley, and it's all well and good we're in zonal marking, but you can't leave a man like him free at that far post. And you say it there, and it's almost cost us the game, cost us the point certainly, because he's free, and he could have had a touch there, could have brought it down and side-footed it past Patterson, so that would have been a killer right at the death there, but we've got away with that one. But over the balance of play for me, we deserve the 3 points. Got
the match stats from the BBC. Sunderland had 63% possession to Charlton's 37. Sunderland had 17 shots this afternoon to Charlton's 8. Sunderland had 8 shots on target. No shots on target this afternoon for Charlton. It really tells a story of the game in itself then. Sunderland unlucky not to come away with all 3 points.
To be the away team, as well, to have 63, did you say? I think it was 70 odd in the first half, wasn't it? So yeah, obviously that stat dropped a little bit in the second half, and you would expect Charlton being the home side as well to have a little bit more of the ball, but I certainly expected more from them, even though they are in a poor run of form and results. But they didn't really string too much together going forward. They didn't build up through the phases. Their best opportunities, as we've seen there, from set plays and the one on the counter-attack from Burstow, which he screwed wide of that far post. But yeah, from our point of view, you've mentioned it, 18 opportunities. Maybe could have worked the keeper more. That's the only thing there from those opportunities. Couple past the post, but he's made 2 saves really over the course of the 90 minutes. So from all the possession and all the good areas we did get into, we just haven't worked the keeper enough, which is told in the end, which is why we've come away with only a point instead of the 3.
Okay, then let's have a look at the scores from in and around Efl League One this afternoon. I'll have a look at this first, and then we'll look at the league table. Cambridge United 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, Cheltenham Town 4, Doncaster Rovers 0. Crew 1, Wickham 3, Fleetwood Town 0, Ipswich 2, Gillingham 0, Bolton 3, Lincoln City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Oxford United 4, Burton Albion 1, Plymouth Argyle 2, Morecambe 0, Portsmouth 4, Accrington Stanley 0, Rotherham 1, MK Dons 2, ends Rotherham's undefeated run, and Wigan Athletic 1, AFC Wimbledon 0. Is any of them you want to pick out before we go to the league table?
Yeah, there's a couple of interesting ones. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday getting beat away at Lincoln, which has helped us out a little bit. When you're looking around, when you haven't picked up your 3 points, you're looking elsewhere. But you're looking at Plymouth there. Have picked up picked up the 3-0, the 2-0 win with the 3 points, and they've got a couple of games in hand on us still as well. Bolton have been going good, haven't they? They've good 3-0 win there away at Gillingham. Ipswich as well, picked up under their new manager. Wickham winning again, so it's getting tight in there. And you look at that, not say the shock result really, because they've been going well, but MK Dons, up against the Rotherham team, which have been going great, a solid outfit, and from them, credit to them. Come to our place a couple of weeks ago, picked up the results, and they've gone there as well. So it's tight for them. They're trying to fight for me getting into automatics. Wigan as well have reacted since we beat them last week. They picked up the result in midweek, and they've won again this afternoon. So a disappointing overall. If you're looking at those results from our point of view, it's 2 points lost, isn't it?
Let's see what it does to the league table then, Danny. Sunderland this evening sit in 7th position, 1 point outside of the playoffs, having played 36 games. Reading upwards, Sheffield Wednesday played 35 on 61. Wickham, it was Gareth Ainsworth's 500th game in charge down there this afternoon, played 36 on 61. Then Oxford, who are doing great at the moment, they've played 37 on 65. MK Dons moving up to 69 points on 36 games. Wigan, still those games in hand, 72 points. Rotherham, not that far away now, on 76 from them.
Yeah, I'd still expect them to go on and, if not win it, certainly be promoted in one of the top 2 positions. You're looking at, they've got 69, still 3 points behind, aren't they, MK Dons from Wigan. Wigan obviously got the games in hand as well, but you're looking at the pack is in and around us.
Wigan will fancy top spot after today's results, won't they?
Yeah, possibly. They've still got work to do. Of course they have, yeah, but they've just got to keep chipping away. And I think automatics, we've got to concentrate on playoffs, haven't we? If we're honest, let's be honest. I think you're looking at that now. You've got Plymouth below us. We've slipped out today. Sheffield Wednesday, yes, they've lost. That they've still got that game in hand on us, haven't they? A point ahead of us. So yeah, we've got another one coming up Tuesday night against Fleetwood. We've got to get back to winning ways. I think you build on that. What we take from today, we've gone back-to-back clean sheets. Unfortunately, we've not managed to nick one at the other end of the pitch. But you're looking at Ipswich as well. They're coming up the rails. They've had some good results, as I said, since their new manager's taken over. So what we got? 9 games to go, are we now? 10 games to go, sorry, from our point of view. So still 10 to go. Still a lot of football to be played.
Okay then, let's have a look at your thoughts now and hashtag Ask Danny. This is when we ask you for your points of view. This one's from Rob. Great to see Broadhead start. A positive performance today. The defence looks solid, but surely Jack Clarke is worth a start. He beats his man 99 times out of 100. Do you agree, Danny?
Well, he's sort of, he's mentioned there, Broadhead coming back in was excellent. He didn't look like he'd been away for almost 2 months of football, more than that really. He looked sharp. He was good, and he adds a lot to the team when he's in there. But he's asking the question there, where do you bring Jack Clarke into that? Now, obviously, we went 3-5-2 to start with today. We went to a 4-2-3-1 later on, so Clarke would suit where he came on really on that left-hand side. And he's lively. He come on, he was involved in a lot there when he came off the bench. A couple of things came off for him, a couple of things didn't. But over the course of 90 minutes, I think you're gonna see Jack Clarke coming out on top against his fullback really. Jayasimi wouldn't have been happy to see him coming on. He was having to track him back. It's a lot of positive to take from today. You're looking at the table, and we've dropped out of the playoffs there. So that's the disappointment. But it's a positive performance over the course of the 90 minutes. I think. Back-to-back clean sheets, he's mentioned it there. Zumajli coming in, he'll be delighted. Another positive there. He was solid again today, didn't do a lot wrong, did he? But in that final third, it's trying to get these lads into the team. Now, you've got obviously Embleton came out today for Broadhead. You've got Patrick Roberts come off the bench there. You've got, obviously, Dan Neil didn't get off the bench today in one of those midfield roles, so we're well stocked. Jermaine Defoe not involved today. Diaku wasn't involved today. So we've got a lot of talent and a lot of options in that final third of the pitch. I was going to say from last weekend, you couldn't have argued if he didn't change anything, if he'd have stuck with the same formation and the same 11, but he only made the one change, but he changed the shape. Now, if we did play today and it hadn't come off and we looked awful and we were loose on the ball, but we weren't, we were tidy, so you can't argue with the change in formation or the personnel, really. It's just one of those days where, unfortunately, we didn't work that opening to put the ball in the back of the net. But yeah, people are going to have their opinions on who should start and who shouldn't, who they'd like to see in the team. But at the end of the day, we don't see these lads throughout their course of the week on the training pitch and what they're putting in. And there's a lot of people like myself who were surprised to see Nathan Broadhead coming back and starting today. But he looked sharp, so we'll see what happens Tuesday night. It's a quick turnaround. He might feel heavy-legged after today, so he might not start on Tuesday night. And that's where your Clarks and Roberts and these other boys might come into the starting 11. Okay, thanks, Rob, for your question. Let's move on to the next one then, please, here on hashtag Ask Danny. This one's from Mr. Spencer, who's a music teacher by the looks of things. We battered them today. Great performance. With higher XG, we would have been clear winners, the old XG. The old XG stats one, isn't it, really? Yeah, no, he's obviously meaning, expected goals in terms of turning a lot of the... we've said it there, really, haven't we? All the possession we had, 70-odd% first half, overall 62, 63% away from home. But it's what counts, it's what's happening in and around the box. Where we have more opportunities than them. Keepers only made 2 saves, though, throughout the 90 minutes. That's the disappointing thing. Corners first half, Ross Stewart could have had a hat-trick of headers. Second half, Embleton's half chance. Ross Stewart had that one chance across the keeper, didn't he? So, yeah, disappointing. You give credit to them. They did get numbers back there. They made some good blocks and some of the highlights we've seen after the game as well. But as he said there, it was a much improved performance over the course of 90 minutes. But we need to take that forward now. Fleetwood coming here, who are having a difficult season, coming to the Stadium of Light on Tuesday evening. So can we take that performance today bring it back here to the Stadium of Light on Tuesday night, and I'm sure we'll have more than enough for Fleetwood, but certainly got to work the goalkeeper a lot more than what we did today.
Okay then, thanks for that one. Let's have a look at the next one then, please, here on hashtag Ask Danny. This one's from Winnie Brew Wainwright, who says, hi Danny, how important do you think Matete has been since his arrival?
Yeah, I think over the what was it, the 6 signings we've brought in January so far, he's been the one. He's been playing regularly. He got a shirt pretty early on, and he's brought that bit of steel, little bit of bite in the middle of the park. He's energetic. He gets around the pitch well. I think he didn't get booked today, did he?
He did not
got
get
away.
booked.
No, he made one foul, I think, second half, edge of their box, which Gilby wasn't too happy with.
Yeah.
But the referee's card stayed in his pocket. But no, I think he's been great. Yeah, you know, I said before he signed, I knew when he'd come in. I spoke to somebody who played with him last season. He was on loan at Grimsby. Asked him what he was all about, and he pretty much described what I've seen so far. He can do both sides of the game. He can break play up. He can drive us on. You know, he carries the ball quite well over that 10, 15 yards. He drives into space and lends the ball to players. You know, he's not afraid of putting a foot in. And just his general energy is what we were lacking at times, sometimes in games where, you know, the fans have said when our passing game's not there and we have to roll our sleeves up and dig in. You know, you go to some places where the pitches aren't quite those bowling green pitches and it's a scrappy game. We've perhaps missed that type of player in the middle of the park, in there alongside Corey Evans, or, you know, Dan Neal, if those types of
Courtney,
players.
you called him Rory last week.
Sorry, Rory last week, Courtney today, yeah. I'll get him right one day soon. Corey Evans in there. But he just brings that bit of energy, a bit of steel in the middle of the park for us. He's just got to keep an eye on his yellow cards and that, really, hasn't he? But no, he's been a great addition to the squad. Absolutely.
Let's move on to number 4 then, here on hashtag Ask Danny. This one's from Jeff, who says, watching and getting emotionally tormented from California, 2.5 hours north of where Gooch is from. Time to ask Danny if this is the rare tie that feels like a loss. At least we got a point, right? Saying something optimistic to make me feel better, please.
Yeah, I think he's right. You don't always get over the course of 90 minutes. You don't get what you deserve. I think today we deserve 3 points. You go back a few weeks. You know, if I'm looking at one other game, maybe the Portsmouth game at home. Did we really deserve to win that? Probably not. We nicked it 1-0. Defensive error. We nicked the ball. We win that game. It's one of those where you say you'll take a scrappy 1-0 win. And that's what happened that day against Portsmouth. Today, it wouldn't have been a scrappy 1-0 win. It would have been a performance which warranted the 3 points for me. You know, we've talked about it.
And even from a Charlton perspective as well,
yeah,
you would say
I think you know, coming off the pitch there, we're perhaps gutted. We haven't picked up 3 points. I think from Johnny Jackson's point of view, he's delighted. He stopped the rot. 5 straight defeats. Us coming down there today after a good result last week against Wigan and a performance. I think before the game, he'll probably said, I'll take a point now. And after the course of that 90 minutes, if he's honest, you know, they've had that good chance at the end there with Stockley at the far post where they could have nicked all 3. But I think if he's honest there, he'll say he's delighted to pick up that point. And as I said there, stop their losing streak. But from our point of view, to not follow up last week where, you know, we've played better today. It was a different game today, wasn't it? You know, last week, as I said there, Wigan had more of the ball than what we did. But we were organised, compact, tighter through the lines than what we were in recent weeks, where teams have found it far too easily to zip a ball through us, and we've been running back towards our own goal, conceding goals. We haven't seen that in the last couple of weeks. That chance they had second half really come about through. I think we had a throw in, didn't we? It was underweighted into Matete. They nicked it, so Bailey Wright made a foul. But it was just those little incidents really where teams didn't really cut us open today. It was a ball helped over the top from Stockley. Burstow was through really. Say it wasn't through one-on-one. I think Jamajli was coming across on the cover, and he put the shot past the post. But we've looked over the last 180 minutes of football a lot more organised and compact and solid at the back, and that showed by the couple of clean sheets we've had there. So he's asking me to show, what's he say? Say something optimistic to make me feel better.
I think you have been saying optimistic things. I think you've taken a lot of positive from today. A lot of positives
to take from today. The lads will be disappointed getting back on the coach. Of course they will. The fact that we haven't come away without anything. We've picked up a point, and you know, you look at the opposition. Maybe sometimes you'll say, well, you're away from home. You'd be happy to take a point, but you've got to, you know, analyse the 90 minutes of football there, and we were the better team throughout the course of the 90 minutes. So yes, it's disappointing, but it's 2 games unbeaten, with Fleetwood to come in midweek.
Thanks, Jeff, for your hashtag. Let's move on to the last one here on hashtag asked Danny, this one's off Get Off Comedy, who says, defensively, we look more solid under Alex Neil. You just said that, Danny. Can't see the full one. We now get players scoring rather than depending on Stewart. Obviously, we didn't get any players scoring this afternoon, but he makes a good point about the defence, which you've just touched upon.
Yeah,
as well.
no, he's right. Yeah, you know, we look solid at the back, and it's having that balance, isn't it? Keeping the clean sheets where we couldn't buy one a few weeks ago. We were shipping goals every time the ball came forward. We looked vulnerable at the back, and we looked like conceding over the, as I just said there, over the last 180 minutes. We've tightened up, offered very little really to the opposition, especially in open play today. But now he's asking the question: how do we go? You know, not depending on Ross, where you've got Broadhead back in there. Obviously, Pritchard scored a couple of free kicks in recent weeks as well. Bailey Wright chipped in last week with a header. But yeah, it's from open play. And I think today we did have opportunities. On the counter-attack, we looked dangerous. Second half as well, you know, driving forward, we're getting good numbers forward in the box. But Charlton got good numbers behind the ball as well. And you see there, Patrick Roberts had that half chance, didn't he, where Jack Clark reversed it into his path. They got the block in. Ross Stewart had the one where they got the block in. So we were getting into some good areas, and I think on Tuesday night, I'd imagine Fleetwood will come here, they'll sit deep and compact and make it difficult for us. But it's up to us now. I think we stretch the play. Now, we had one tweet came in a minute or so ago asking about Jack Clark. When Jack plays, I like him when he stays out on that touchline. Nothing worse as a full-back when I've played there. If the play, for me, as a former left-back at times where plays out on the opposite side of the pitch, it's nothing worse when you know your winger is out on that touchline. You want him to come in narrow where you are. So if it's you know Roberts that's playing, you see him on the street. Yeah, he's narrow on that one, but look at the space he's got today. Skips by George Dobson, comes across. I'm just thinking in out, just drive it. I think it's Lavelle there that's come across. Knock it past him and go past him. He slows it up and it gives them the opportunity to get numbers back and the opportunity goes away. But what I like with Jack is when he has played in recent weeks, he does pick the ball up 9 times out of 10, as I said there, that other tweet that came in, he picks the ball up and he's confident and he drives at his man. You see here now, he's busy and he's bright, he nicks it off his man. And he's always involved in the action. You very rarely see him on the pitch where it's quiet when he's involved. There's always a lot going on when he's on the pitch. So yeah, on Tuesday night, I'd expect them to, what you can see here now, they've got 8-9 men in the box, but it's just being clever and trying to pick those opportunities. You'll see it there with the likes of Roberts and Clark, who have played at a higher level. They see these passes, they see these opportunities, and that's what's going to be vital on Tuesday night, I think, where Fleetwood will come up here, they'll sit deep, 8-9 men behind the ball, but it's going to be up to these lads to unlock these defences and to create these opportunities from open play.
Okay, Danny, thanks for your company this afternoon. As ever, as you say, we are back in action on Tuesday evening, 7:45 kickoff. That's at home against Fleetwood Town. Because it is a 7:45 over here in the UK, that will be able to be purchased within the United Kingdom here on SFC Live. Of course, go to sfc.com and their socials as well for all the reaction from today's game. Alex Neil and a first-team player will be speaking to our team down at the Valley. Of course, we found out this week as well of the sad passing of Michael Waggett, a lifelong Sunderland fan who passed away after receiving emergency services treatment in the stands last time Sunderland were at the Stadium of Light against Burton Albion. I understand the club will be marking the passing on Tuesday night's game ahead of kick-off, and I'm sure all the Sunderland fans will like to pass on their thoughts with the friends and family of Michael Waggett. Okay then, Sunderland couldn't get the job done 100% this afternoon, but they did look a lot better. We'll see you on Tuesday.